All right, welcome to part 2 of our super duper 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 long episode, everybody. Here we go. Yeah, I can tell that obviously we're both going to not really get anywhere with this. You know,
But I'm trying to figure out what we're trying to get at.
I was just speaking my opinion, and then it became like a whole thing of kind of defensiveness in that I don't think I haven't seen the X factor in Jordan Love.
You don't watch as many games of Jordan Love if it's not going against the Bears.
Sure, but I mean, I watch enough football.
No,
I'm not watching every single Packers game because why would I want to waste my time with that? But what I'm saying is,
we have to because we're talking about all our.
Yeah, I know, but I catch the highlights. But the thing is like you said it. What? This is 3 years in a row now, 7th seed. This is being ousted in the playoffs. This is, Jordan Love making a crucial mistake in a high pressure situation, taking a delay of game penalty because he's trying to audible at the line after a timeout.
That was a run call, by the way.
Huh?
The thing he audibled out of was a run play.
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what.
It does matter when the run plays aren't working. At some point, you got to be like, no, they're stacking the box. This isn't going to work.
It doesn't matter what play you're checking at the line. It matters that you got the delay of game. Okay, but get to the line earlier then and watch the clock.
So why
you're being paid $55 million a year to run this offense, bro? That is an inexcusable thing.
But
I would be pissed at Caleb if that happened, to be honest.
So we're not pissed at the 2 interceptions that he threw. We're not pissed at the 55% complete rate that he had.
This is I have given Caleb criticism all year long. Don't get me wrong, bro.
But at the end of those criticisms, he's a clutch.
Yeah, because he is. He has 7 comebacks this year.
Yeah.
I can criticize him and still call him clutch.
Dak Prescott had a year where he had
his second year in the league.
Sure.
First year in this offense. How long has Jordan Love been in this offense? How long has Jordan Love been in this league?
This is his third year starting.
How long has he known this offense, though?
Oh my God, you like to use that, but at some point, having on-field experience means a lot.
Okay, so again,
this is 1 year more of being able to play
3 years in that offense versus 1 year in Ben Johnson's offense.
Yes, because Ben Johnson's an offensive genius. I stated that before this season.
Okay, and it's a highly technical offense.
I agree. But Matt LaFleur is one of the most conservative leading teams. I'll put it this way. We had 5 games this year where we were ahead by more than 10 points. And then Matt LaFleur did nothing but call runs in that second half or in the last quarter.
I proved that in this game. It wasn't just nothing but runs in the second half.
Okay, but that that is a stat line, and you're not taking the context that, okay, well, look who's stacking the box, or look what's happening on the field, look what's happening in the defense. You're not taking any of that into consideration. I saw the game. You saw the game too.
Always talking about stats, though, bro. But
stats without context don't mean anything. You need the context, I try to bring context to the stats.
I read the stats of the fourth quarter for Caleb, and what's the first thing you said? Now, get rid of that and pull the stats up for the. So now.
No,
so now that I bring up stats about the play calls and what calls were called in situations, we need context for it.
You're the one that said stats don't mean anything, but you're bringing up stats.
No,
so
I've never said stats don't mean anything. I said the stats. I'm the person that literally said I'm only bringing it up because you're always talking about
and I'm the one that said
stats.
Stats mean something with context, and I'm trying to bring the context. And just reading play by play has no context.
Every time you talk about Jordan Love's stats, you never talk about context, bro.
What are we talking about?
No way. You're always about his passer rating, his completion percentage. It's never, but hey, he threw 4 touchdowns in this game. But did he win? No. Like at the end of the day, what matters?
Does win?
But at the end of the day, what matters is a win. You're sitting here talking about Jordan Love threw 4 touchdown passes and Caleb Williams had 2 interceptions. So who's the better quarterback?
But here's the issue I have with all this: you're trying to vindicate a lot of things. Yes, did we lose? We lost. I'm with you. I'm 100%. I'm upset at it too. Okay, well, I'm upset. You're not, but I'm upset. But all of these things shouldn't be happening to every team. A team that has that doesn't have holes shouldn't be having to come back in the fourth quarter so much. And a team that's leading shouldn't have to lose those leads so much. When those things happen, yes, you guys are coming back because you have Ben Johnson, but you guys are also in these holes because Caleb Williams doesn't have the best percentage in throwing. So you have these third and longs.
Yeah, he does need to see the field better.
Yes, I agree, and I think he has the talent to get to that. Sure, I could get you, but I also see that talent in Jordan Love. The thing is, I don't see that potential. That's fine. I don't see that potential getting to that potential with Matt LaFleur anymore. I mean this at. I don't see that anymore. And I don't think we should get another coach this year because there isn't a good pool. But I think the second we have a chance to get another coach, we need to get rid of him. That's just how I feel. I think that if you're in a position where you're in leads, and we were in a lot of leads this year, you need to be able to hold on to those. And
so you're basically hoping for, I mean, in your scenario that you're describing right now, this is going to be, so next year's you're 7 in the league. So you're 8, right? So you're expecting him to
3
hit his ceiling in year 8. 8 years in the league. 8 years in the league.
It's funny.
Matter.
It's funny that you skip over the starting part because that does mean a difference.
But you're 8 years in the league, JC.
But he's also 27. He's 27, and this is going to be year 4 and starting. Like, I don't know what you're talking.
Technically, in your scenario, it'll be year 5 starting.
Year 4.
No, you said that next year you think you out of Matt LaFleur, but Jordan Love is not going to hit his ceiling until he gets a new coach.
Okay,
so best case scenario. Let me finish.
Sure.
Best case scenario would be you guys get rid of Matt LaFleur next year.
Sure.
Now this is year 5 starting, year 8 in the league, and that coach is what's going to allow
You're not
Jordan
taking
Love
a lot of things into consideration because what were the talking points? No, hear me out. You're not taking. He's still grown even under Matt LaFleur because Matt LaFleur does know how to at least teach quarterbacks to do certain things. I'll give him that, which is why Malik has been playing so well. So he's grown. But I just think that if we want to get that next step, the clutch gene that you're trying to talk about, we need another coach. Because he's too conservative. Matt LaFleur is way too conservative. He's West Coast offense, conservative. It is what it is. But what was the talking point last year? I just want to know, what was the talking point on Jordan Love last year? What was his big fault that everyone always had to talk about?
Risky throws.
Okay, well, what else? Interceptions, right?
Yeah, that's basically risky
that was the context that I had when we talked about Jordan Love. Because he's turned down, he's pretty much stopped the majority of his interceptions. And his risky throws are more pinpoint. So we don't have that many interceptions on him anymore. So the conversation or the goalposts move now. It's not clutch. But he's growing, and he has a wonderful touch on the ball. He has the thing you're talking about, Caleb being able to move out. Jordan Love has made throws like that. Yes, not at the speed that Caleb could do, because Caleb is quick. But he's done those. If you watch, this is why you have to watch his games.
But that's what I'm saying. That's my point of clutch. And by the way, in my opinion, clutch is not something that you teach. That is just a God-given talent that you have. That's my opinion. Other people may differ, but from an athlete my whole life, you're either clutch or you're not. It's not something that you teach. You can perfect your craft, you can get better at it, but it's exactly how I feel about LeBron James. He's one of the greatest basketball talents, but he doesn't have the clutch gene. He's no Jordan. Or Kobe Bryant, for that matter. They had the clutch gene, and that's not something that you teach.
I'm not trying to get into the conversation of basketball because we agree on that sense.
I know, but I'm just saying that's clutchness is not something that you can teach.
But you have a limited pool of what you've seen Jordan Love do, and every other week the conversation or the announcers are saying, oh, he's throwing off platform. He's throwing like Aaron Rodgers, or he's doing this and he's doing, oh my God, that throw, not only like 3 quarterbacks are doing that. That's what they're saying, whatever. But it's happening every other week. But when we have a lead, when we're no longer throwing deep, Matt LaFleur doesn't call anything that gets him to those positions anymore. So I don't know what to tell you. It's hard to be clutch when your coach is holding you back. It is. It's so hard to be clutch when your coach says you can't do these things.
But he could have been clutch in that last drive because all you had to do was throw the ball.
He threw the ball right to Jaden Reed, and right to Christian Watson. And yes,
the Christian Watson one was a tough.
But it would, if you give him another wide receiver, a more capable one, that's a catch. And that's the argument. We don't have any of those. And we had one, he's gone. Tucker Kraft. I think Tucker Kraft makes that catch. I don't think that's not what Christian Watson is known for. And then the only other wide receiver that we have a chance that has pretty sure hands doesn't go on the field long enough. And that's Matthew Golden, which I'm glad for the kid, got his first touchdown. But we let Romeo Doubs be in the field more, and then we allowed other wide receivers that have nothing to do with this game, they didn't even make the catch, had more snaps than he did. How does that make sense as a coach?
I mean, I'm just going to say it. This is my final thought, though, because obviously your point of view is going to be the Packers lost this game. My point of view is the Bears earned this win. No, I'm saying like threw the game away. Like basically gave the Bears an opportunity to come back.
Both of those things are true. Both of those things are true.
Okay, but you're blaming really Matt LaFleur, and you're blaming Matt LaFleur.
No. You're wrong. I'm blaming Matt LaFleur. I'm blaming McManus. I'm blaming Rich Bisaccia. I'm blaming.
It's the entire team though. It literally the entire team had opportunities to step up, and the difference is the Bears players stepped up. The defense stepped up in that second half, forcing 3 punt possessions.
That's not what I'm defending. That's not what I'm defending. I agree with you with all of those statements. That's also reinforcing that the Packers up. You don't lose 18 points in the fourth quarter, and that's when they lost it, and think that this was the Bears that came back. Yes, it was. That is true. That's a true statement, but it's also the Packers did up. Those are two true statements at the same time. Because if you're any other team...
Yes, I can agree with that. But like I said, it's the constant storyline of... I mean, honestly,
I think the reason Packers fans blame Matt LaFleur is that all the things that went wrong, we've been complaining and we've been vocal about for the last 2 or 3 years. We've hated Rich Bisaccia as a coordinator since he got here. We've had a bottom special teams all 3 years, and he's the highest paid special teams coach, by the way. We immediately this year, you've heard me on this podcast. I don't want McManus to be the kicker no more. I would have preferred the kid that we brought in for a little bit, the substitute teacher. I would have preferred that. And I was here saying, I think we should let him play. And he had one game where he up a lot. I get it. But it was also the windiest game of the year. So it's hard to kick in wind. So I don't understand why we kept Brandon McManus throughout that. But all of those issues, we go back to personnel, or if we need wide receivers with good hands. That's Matthew Golden. So who's in charge of all of those things? That's Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is in charge of who's on the field at what time, who he hires, who he keeps, personnel. And all of the factors are going back to him. And that's why we blame Matt LaFleur. That's all it is.
I mean, he's not the only one that's in charge of personnel.
But he's the captain. He's not in charge of the free agents he gets, but he's in charge of who's going to play.
I mean, I would assume he has a say in it, but at the end of the day, it's the GM that...
But the GM has no say on who he hires. His coaching staff is his coaching staff. Yes, especially in Green Bay, the way they structure things, the coach decides who he's going to hire completely. Yep. And we saw how bad our special teams were in the last 2 years. Why the fuck did we keep our special teams coordinator? That's why we're so mad. And honestly, the only person you blame is the captain, and the captain of this team is.
I mean, the reality is though, yes, but this is all post game reactions, because everything leading up to it was we want the Bears, we want the Bears.
Oh, I wanted the Bears too.
And
Jackie, I think we get our ass whooped by the what do you call it? We get our ass whooped by the Rams. They would have whooped our asses. The Niners would fuck us up. The Eagles.
This is why it's so beautiful that you're saying that right now, because
Jackie, no, you. I know you want to say that this is a slight on you. We know each other's team so well that we could compensate for a lot of things. We know you. You know us. That's just how it is. But I know
that's not why you guys wanted the Bears. Let's be honest.
No,
you guys wanted the Bears because what you just said. You were pretty sure that you would get your asses kicked by everyone else. And so you're like, the Bears gave us the best chance to win. And I agree in the sense of that's why I wanted the Packers. The Packers gave us the best chance to win.
Agree.
And
I agreed with you when you said that.
Yeah. But this is the beautiful thing about it, right? Is you made the first statement of, I'm not afraid of your team. And I said, I'm not afraid of your team.
I'm still not afraid of your team.
What is great about this, though, is that not only did you guys get what you want, but you literally got a team that put up one of the great, again, cue up my fun fact right here.
I got my fun fact.
The overall record when trailing by 15 or more points entering the fourth quarter is 3 wins to 158 losses, meaning that the Bears are the 4th team to do this. This is in postseason history.
Yeah. And 2 of those games have gone against the Packers. It is what it is.
So, I mean, just the confidence level of that the Packers were going to on the Bears.
I don't think that was the narrative.
Oh my gosh.
That's not what the narrative was.
Yes, it was. Even all your players were like, we want the Bears. We want the Bears.
But it's true.
We want the Bears.
But here's the thing. The reason we want the Bears is this is the first time it's felt like a rivalry in like a decade. And I think I besides the outcome, I love this game. I'm still upset about that outcome. I'm hurt by it. But I love this game. I love everything about it. I love Ben Johnson saying the Packers. I love the cheese grating.
A lot of Packers fans are also upset about that.
They could be.
They said that he's classless for that.
He could be a wuss about it. I don't care. They could all be wusses about it. But I love it. I'm here for it. I'm done with the beef cordial. No, this is a rivalry.
Well, I mean, it's just funny that, this is what I'm saying is like, it just feels like Packers fans love to dish it out, but they can't take it in return. Like the whole thing with Aaron Rodgers, the infamous "I own you, I still own you," yelling that to his crowd, right? So we responded when people were like, your head coach is saying the Packers, and so we're like, well, yeah, Aaron Rodgers was yelling he owns us, and then like they were also flipping him off, and it's like,
I don't care.
My gosh,
but here's the thing: a lot of Packers fans, aren't that soft, and they're a lot of just the Bears took that. I own the Bears, and they were pissed about it too. Don't act like the Chicago was cool about it. They hated him for that.
Of course.
And Packers fans are gonna react the same way. They're gonna hate Ben Johnson for that, and I'm here for it. I love it. I'll mute myself for all this, but I'm here for it. I'm here for this rivalry. This is the most fun it's been in a long time. Because without being disrespectful, I think you feel the same way. The Bears were kind of MIA for a decade, and I'm loving it. But at the same time, you guys are the top dog now, so you have to come with that territory. The Lions aren't there anymore. This is your division. You have the crown, right? So everyone's coming after you. That's how it is. Everyone's gonna get a year of tape from Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams under Ben Johnson. And if you don't adapt, and this is the same defense you have, I don't expect these comebacks to work next year. I expect it to work now, but not next year. You guys need personnel changes in defense and maybe a new defensive coordinator. And we'll have maybe a whole episode on what each team needs. But this is the year where you guys it's fresh, and other teams don't know how to go against you guys. And that's what I'm trying to say. You can't make a living off of these comebacks. But you do have Ben Johnson, and you have one of the most talented quarterbacks with a lot of potential. That's a lot of potential and a lot of hope for the Bears.
Yeah. I mean, I got a lot of fun facts here. So
I got one right now. You mind?
All right, go ahead.
Since the 7th seed has been introduced into the NFL, teams that are the 7th seed are 1-9. They were 1-8 before this week. And the only team that's ever won in the playoffs as the 7th seed were the Packers. And now they're on 1-1. They've lost a game as the 7th seed. They've won a game as the 7th seed. That's my fun fact, which is not very fun.
All right, I got... I got 2 here because pretty impressive. So, Colston Loveland became the first ever rookie tight end to have 8 receptions and over 100 yards in NFL history. Wild. And then Caleb Williams set the Bears franchise postseason record with 361 passing yards. He threw for 177 yards in quarters 1 through 3, and then 184 yards in the 4th quarter. So, wild. Listen, I'm just going to say one thing here because I've tried to kind of explain this throughout the past couple weeks about why I'm so annoyed with Packers fans is, I use the word like superior. I'm starting to now think of it as more of like entitlement. And it just seems that because of the rich history, because winning the first Super Bowl, because the Lombardi trophy named after Vince Lombardi, because you have a title town, it's just very frustrating for other NFC North fans. And, the Detroit Lions constantly get on for the only winless season, right? You've
shitted on them for that too.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I mean, yes, because the Lions have been terrible for so long. Yes, okay. But again, I'm getting the talking back, right? The Lions swept us this year. Swept by the Lions by Packers fans, by the way. And so, whatever. The Vikings have had to deal with multiple Super Bowl chokes and the whole 9 memes all year long. The Bears
You've also made fun of that.
I'm not.
Okay, good.
I'm getting somewhere here with this.
Okay.
The Bears have had to deal with the double doink memes, the constant like heartbreaking losses, the whole Packers have owned you. This is the record the past, 20 years. You guys have like 4 wins against Green Bay, whatever. The Packers lose this game against the Bears, and the Packers fans are in shambles when it comes to the talking. And it's just, and this is where I can't like wrap my head around it, is because they've been doing so much talking for so long to the Bears. And it's like they're losing their minds after this now. To call Ben Johnson classless after he says the Packers in his post schemes and how immature that is, and Ben Johnson gives little brother energy and like, okay, that's great. You could talk your but take the L, bro. Take the L. Like, and it just continue excuses. Like, I think I might have wrote this one down. Oh, Packers own the Bears. They gifted them. Like, it's just like, take the L, my guy. Like, I mean,
here's
it's
the thing.
It's just like, oh my God. But it's okay.
So you're telling me that the Bears didn't do the same type of talking, they didn't take the L after the NFC North Championship?
100%. But I'm just saying, you could tell that Packers fans are just like, this is what I'm saying. It's like the entitlement. Like they can dish it out, but they can't take it because then
Jackie,
they start turning it into.
You were here. We were talking about this right here. How I didn't like a lot of Packers fans don't care about certain scenarios because it's not something that they're going to worry about because they have their own team to worry about. And you said that was entitled. But if we shit talk, we're entitled. If we do this, we're entitled. At some point, Packers are... Okay, we don't hate the Bears when it comes to the playoffs, the Vikings or the Lions when it comes to the playoffs, because we haven't seen each other enough. You know who we hate? We truly, truly hate the Seahawks and the Niners, because those have been our roadblocks. And now you're in that conversation because this is only the third time that we've been against each other.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying.
Regular season, you guys are rivals.
Like the Packers fans think that they're entitled to the NFC North. That's what I'm getting at right there.
We've gone to the playoffs as the second seed or the 7th seed because we didn't win the NFC North. It's not about that. It's just that we haven't seen each other many times, and that's what it is. In the playoffs, different conversation. And in the regular season, different conversation. We compartmentalize those two things. But you were entitled for that. No. We have been roadblocked by the Seahawks and by the Niners. And you guys get mad that we don't bring your names up.
Wow, what? No, what do you mean? We don't get mad that you don't
you got mad that we don't bring when I said that, oh, the Vikings don't concern me in these scenarios. No, I'm like, we were entitled for that.
When you aren't worried about your interdivision teams, then there's a sense of entitlement that you have the division wrapped up. That's just the bottom line.
But for the most part, even as the 7th seed, we're worried about other teams. We build our teams, which we shouldn't, against trying to beat other teams.
Perhaps you should worry about winning the division so you're no longer the 7th seed.
Jackie, I agree with you 100%. But then when I concern that, you're saying that I'm being unfair to Matt LaFleur because it's the whole team up. But I think it's the coach that's messing everything up.
Everything clearly starts with the coach. But again, Matt LaFleur is not on the field playing defense. He's also not on the field playing offense. He's not on the field throwing intentional groundings, causing penalties, fumbling the ball.
Mistakes happen.
Taking a delay of game. There needs to be ownership across the board. The same way that I could say, yeah, Caleb really missed that guy on this play, or it
gets all buried under the clutch. It's
like Jordan Love can do no wrong in your eyes, is how it seems.
I've been vocal about him too, but at the same time, I could see what's holding him back in that fourth quarter. It wasn't him. On top of that, every concern that everyone always has, he's actually crushed it. Okay, he can't beat his own division.
I'm not saying
what's the record against the division, because that was one of your vocal points last year.
This year they did better.
Yeah, we lost to the Vikings once.
Last year, you guys were 1-5.
Yes, we lost to the Vikings once, right? Mm-hmm. Because that one you have to beat. We really didn't have any starters. We lost to the Vikings once, and we lost to you guys once. That's it. We beat the Vikings once, we beat you once, and we beat the Lions twice. We had the best record in the division when it comes to head-to-head. And then the Lions lost to the Vikings twice. They lost to you. They beat you twice, and you lost to the Vikings once. You guys actually you were tied for worst head-to-head in the division with the Lions. Mm-hmm. So why can't we have those same criticisms that you had on Jordan Love against you guys? Yes, winning shuts all criticisms. I get that. You guys did win the division, but you did lose to the Lions twice. You lost to the Vikings once when you should have won that game, and you lost to us. So you guys have the worst record against head-to-head. But that was a conversation you had against Jordan Love last year.
I'm not sure what your question is. Why can't I have the same criticism?
You couldn't beat
Caleb.
You couldn't
those games.
So last year you said that Jordan Love can't beat he had the worst record in the division, head to head, because we of course made the playoffs.
Yeah.
This year you guys had the worst head to head record in the division. Mm-hmm. But that criticism never came. That should be a concern. Because a lot of these games, if they don't go the way
100%. Yeah, 100%.
But throughout the whole year, that was not something that was vocal at all. Well, but you were so vocal about that with Jordan Love. I get that.
What? I wasn't even a part. We didn't even have a podcast last year.
We talked about sports. We used to go play pool a lot, and we had these conversations. And I remember that being one big conversation. Oh yeah.
Okay. But again, the difference is that the Bears are 11-6. Last year, the Packers were, 9-8 or something?
The same, yes, this year.
So it's like...
I just said winning shuts down criticisms, but those criticisms are still there. They should still be there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's 100% a big concern that, we lost twice to the Lions and then lost 1-1 split between the Packers.
And that's what it should be, 1-1. That's normally what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to say is that I think that the Bears should have rose-colored goggles right now. They should be in their honeymoon phase because you guys are winning and you're in the playoffs and you beat the Packers. And I think they deserve all their flowers. I think they deserve to be praised for what they've done. I get that. But there are a lot of questions and a lot of holes that this team has that once other teams have film, they're going to be harder to win in those comeback situations. It's going to be hard to come back from 18 against another team. It's going to be hard to come back once people know how to play this team if Caleb Williams doesn't take that next step, which I think he will. I'm not going to get that. But these are just, we're going to...
Are you saying there are no holes in the Packers team?
I just had an hour conversation on all the holes. Like, we're not...
Well, that's... I guess I'm not just not...
I'm not calling for Ben Johnson to get fired. I'm calling for Matt LaFleur.
Is that we're also not paying our quarterback a ton and now a defensive player a ton. So, I mean, there's... In my opinion, the Bears are still in a better position roster-wise.
Our salary cap isn't that bad. Like
we're going to draft a ton of defensive players in the draft. I can tell you that much.
We get Micah Parsons back in September. We get Tucker Kraft back in September. We get who else? We get a bunch of people. Zach Tom's not going to be injured. He's already going to come back. We need corners. I'm with you. We have a lot of holes, but our defensive players all went down. So I think we get all those players back. I'm not concerned about that. I know.
Alrighty. Well,
that was a doozy. Bonus episode.
That was a doozy. I mean, this is probably something that is going to continue to be discussed as season goes on. Because I mean,
the Bears deserve their praise though, and I don't want to sound like I'm not taking the L gracefully. I think the Bears did, and I know we need to finish this, but I think the Bears did everything right that second half. I think that they adapted. The Packers didn't. I think the Bears deserve that win because they played so much better in that second half. I give that. But all I'm trying to get away or my only take is the Packers also helped by fucking up because you need both things to happen to lose that type of league in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean, you win as a team and you lose as a team. That's all I'm gonna say.
But the general has to go down as the fucking main fault.
No, of course. I mean, part of the team. I mean, not like physically out there playing on the field, but all part of the team. Coaching's part of the team. Everything. And so I just figured that it was going to come down to the play calling and again that's all that I was trying to do is that it's not like Jordan Love didn't have his opportunities and it's not like Caleb didn't have his opportunities in the first half but again it's the tale of two halves and
yeah you guys are a better second half team.
So it's just again it comes down to all three phases and it's not just the offense, it's the defense, it's the special teams. And, the Bears earned this win. Did they have to have some things go right for them? Of course. But
I agree. They earned the win. They did great. Yeah. I think that we're beating ourselves up for it. And you guys should be happy for this. I think that's the takeaway.
Yep.
The Bears deserve their LaFleur.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's a lot to unpack again, and we'll probably still be unpacking this one for quite a while. But appreciate everybody, and
this is gonna be the thumbnail.
The playoffs are still going. Got a lot of good matchups. It's wild that 3 out of the 4 NFC teams standing are all NFC West. That's crazy to me.
So it's one in a sea of NFC West.
Yeah. So up next, we got Rams versus Bears, Niners versus Seahawks, Bills versus Broncos, and then Texans versus Patriots. So
this is the year. This is a good year. I mean, not a good outcome, but it's a good year.
Yeah, for sure. So tune in because it'll be great, and good luck to the Bears. NFC North. Go strong, baby.
I hope you guys make the Super Bowl and then lose by 40. Or be up by 20. What was it? 21 points, and then lose that one.
Yeah. Did you know Matt LaFleur was part of the Falcons
I did.
team too?
That was one of my fun facts. I just didn't do it.
Yeah. Wow.
See, he is the. You keep on blaming Jordan Love. It's Matt LaFleur.
I'm not blaming Jordan Love. I'm saying it was a collective effort from the entire Packers.
There's
team.
an aura. It's Matt LaFleur. He is the bad juju.
Goodness gracious. All right, everybody. Peace out. We will see you next week. And long one for you today.
We're gonna cut into 2.
Okay. Deuces. Peace out. Go Bears, baby.